Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
My name is Cleve.
My name is Stephanie.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship Supreme. I take it from Cleve. Suck it. We're the podcast that dares to ask, do you choose to accept your mission?
I have, I think, possibly 5 times. Today, we are reviewing Mission Impossible Fallout because Michael said that it wasn't good and that it didn't make any money. And now I based a whole episode around it.
What I said was, I didn't feel like Henry Cavill should have put his foot in the ground on the no shaving his mustache. Didn't know what movie it was for. Found out it was for this, and then I made a slight comment about like, oh, it probably wasn't even that great. So then Cleve made me watch it.
You know what? I didn't look up all the little stats I have. I didn't look up if it was his decision or the studio's
I
decision.
imagine it was the studio. Why would he care?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he whatever. He'd
But
be
now,
like, eh.
now that you've watched it, how important is that mustache?
Not at all.
I feel like it's a whole different
key.
character with him.
Hold on a second,
That
because
mustache.
Tom Cruise doesn't have a mustache and looks real
And-
clean cut and he's good.
And he's a good guy.
Right.
Yeah, he
So the
he
bad guy
has to have a mustache.
scruff.
What
Yeah.
I mean, when does that not happen? Look at the other guy he teamed up with. What did he look like? Nice little scruffy beard.
Otherwise, he'll just look like Superman. And obviously, evil
And-
Superman has to have a mustache.
And that's fair. Goatee, at least. Little soul patch. And then look at his team. Vin
You know what? He
Rain,
could have had a beard. He didn't have to have a mustache. He's not in
Simon-
the porno.
Simon Pegg, clean cut. Maybe Simon had a
He was a
mustache.
little scruffy.
yeah. I was like, I can't remember.
Ben
because
Rames, though, smooth as a baby's bottom. What else has he got going on?
So I have no information on this whatsoever, but my feeling is I feel like Vin Rames' character used to be out in the weeds, and now he's like the van guy, and I'm pretty sure it's just because he packed on some weight. He's a big guy from. I mean, they all
did back on some weight.
who doesn't look like they did 20 years ago, but he's
Tom
a big
Cruise.
boy.
Tom Cruise looks like he hasn't aged a day. The man literally looks like he is eating stem cells and is somehow staying young forever.
Yo, I was telling my mom because he does his own stunts. Everybody knows that. There's not anything new or different or special about this movie. But I was like, this man, I know there's cuts. This man's been running for about 10 minutes. He was sprinting, and I looked at Jennifer and said, when's the last time you sprinted like that? I can't think of it in my life.
When Simon Pegg's character goes, you're losing them, you're going to have to pick up speed, I would have been like, fuck you. I am running full sprint. What the fuck do you mean speed up?
And then
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, he's running as fast as he can.
What would you like me to do, sir?
and then he found speed. I'm impressed.
I think
Like,
Henry Cavill just slowed down. But yeah.
well, he was like strolling, but he did have a head start.
Yeah.
But like, how's this guy fucking 50 and in so much better shape than I am?
So,
It makes me
better
feel
shape than
bad.
I'll ever be in. In my prime.
Nah, never would I have been close to that.
No.
I'm pretty sure
You know, it is
Tom Cruise
Scientology.
broke his foot doing one of those stunts across, like when he was running and then jumped across one of the buildings,
The
ran to pull
jumps.
himself up. He broke his foot and then just got up and walked and ran
Just
away.
give
So
him-
you'll see him limping in one of the shots because
Yeah.
he broke it.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was like, that's like the only time I've seen him slow down so far. And then the next scene,
Full force.
tremendous stride. Like the form, everything was on point for this man.
Are we reviewing Tom Cruise like Top Gun next? Is this just going to be how long can Tom Cruise go?
I was gonna make it a segment of can we have Michael like Henry Cavill, and just watch all Henry
do.
Cavill stuff.
And The Witcher.
But you have one thing you like him in, and 2 things you hate him in, and it makes you say that you don't like him. I don't know where
What
you're-
else did I hate him in? Just Superman. I
Superman
didn't
twice.
hate him in the. Oh, okay. Well, that's one character though. But yeah, no, like, I just don't like him as that character. I didn't hate him in this. I thought. I mean, here's my thing. So Cleve brings up that I don't like spy movies. The reason I don't like spy movies is the same reason that Die Hard got old for me when we kept going with them. Same reason I don't really care for Fast and Furious that much. Is it just is so much. You're expecting me to believe that Tom Cruise slammed a fucking helicopter into the back of another helicopter and they just got whipped around like nobody's business, and at the end he somehow had the capacity to be able to get out of said helicopter, stumble over, and then beat Henry Cavill's ass, who, by the way, when Henry Cavill was fighting, seemed like he had not been phased at all by the entire thing, because he got tackled by Tom Cruise and he stood up. He's like, all right, let's go.
Well,
and I'm like, wait a minute, like you also were in the same crash.
Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise have a very little bit of a body build and height difference.
Oh, absolutely.
Tom Cruise looks so tiny.
Stature.
And so when it comes to stuff like that, I always take it as they military trained them to be this level. They've been through some pain and some shit. I also was like, okay, so because I've seen this movie before. I think this might be the third time I've seen it. But I'm like, okay, so you're just going to crash your helicopter. You need to get the detonator. Spoilers, we're already into. Your idea is to crash this helicopter into the other helicopter. But I'm like, I guess really you don't have another plan. What's the other option? Do you jump onto the propeller and hope to catch a blade and spin around?
Tell me why I just envisioned it happening. I knew this was what was going to happen, that they were going to drop the stupid load of shit that they were randomly carrying with them, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Derek
laundry?
called it laundry.
Yeah. You carrying your laundry sack around? Fuck. But anyways, I just knew when he dropped the laundry sack, it was his plan that they were going to swerve. I didn't think he thought he was actually going to hit him, because that's just fucking. Did you actually think that was going to work? But I thought he planned on them swerving, and that he was also going to swerve and then jump out of his helicopter and dive into the other helicopter, because they would both be at the same angle.
Well, I think he could have hit him, because even angle-wise, it didn't look like a terrible plan. In fact, I don't even remember how they knew to move, but did he just miss?
It fell in front of him. Yeah, he just missed, and once it fell in front of him, they then swerved.
They were like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, like I expected Mission Impossible fashion for them to have turned, and then like him also turned, and then him jump into it. And here's the thing: so like, what's funny is, as a kid, I actually, and even probably as an adult, I really liked Mission Impossible 1. Mission Impossible 2 was okay.
I think Mission Impossible
is
1
what
is
started
still
losing
good.
me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Mission Impossible 1 is still good, because it wasn't... The reason Mission Impossible was a great film was because it was about espionage. And it was like... It wasn't focused on helicopters blowing up and all that shit. It was focused on, like, the idea of sleight of hand, and, like, the same reason that I would tell you that I think... what's the stupid card trick one? The Catch Me If You Can? No, that's not Catch Me If You Can. Now You See Me?
Now You See Me?
The same reason I like that movie is because it's like a thinker. It like makes you think about what's going on, because there was twists in Mission Impossible that happened that you're like, oh, this is exciting. There were still explosions, but it wasn't fucking helicopters.
Well, do you remember the end of that movie when they took a plane or a helicopter and flew it into the train tunnel and caught up with the train? And then they were jumping like from the train to the helicopter?
No, I don't remember.
When's the last time you've seen this movie? Because all that
Mission
shit
Impossible
happens.
movies are all the same, Michael.
Yeah,
Every
that's
single
rough.
one of them. Because even this one
Then
started
I
out
like
with
it as
like a
much,
trying to trick
because
you kind of thing.
That's genuinely what I hate about these films, is they rely so much on shit like that, and it just, I don't know.
Which
It's
is
the same
interesting to
fucking
me.
movies over and over again. Like, it's the same formula. I'm telling you, from the moment I've never seen this movie, have no knowledge of what was going on in it at all, turned it on, Henry Cavill showed up, I said, oh, he's gonna betray them, he's the bad guy. Like, without even blinking, like, that's it.
Because he had the mustache.
I don't think it had anything to do with the mustache.
That tipped you. That tipped you.
I don't think it had anything to do with the mustache. But it was just like, immediately, it was like, okay, like he's going to betray them and he's the bad guy. So then when I had to watch Alec Baldwin's awful fucking acting, I was like...
I liked Alec Baldwin.
His death scene was fucking terrible.
Which one?
Alec Baldwin's so cute.
When he got stabbed by Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
He didn't dying. He was like, go.
Yeah, no. But the conversation he had with him was like, hey, he was gonna kill Vin Rames, I get it, but now we got shit to do. And then
This whole movie could have been solved by just letting Vin Rames die, and nobody would have blinked an eye.
very much. But it's about caring about the one life as the same you do the
Here's
millions.
the thing, though. Their whole entire lives have been dedicated to this. And you know what? I think Vin Rames, if switched around, he would have left. Bye, Ethan.
Nah, man, because if that's the case, you don't go where the bombs are. You're like, well, they got you, and you
Right.
leave.
Well, now he doesn't know. He doesn't know where the bombs are going to go off, and he's like terrified that it's going to ruin things. But before, he would have just left. He'd be like, "Oh, I got the job. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, when they were like, hey, let's get in this truck and drive to this medical camp, he'd gone, nah,
No.
because I know the distance of the explosion, so
The other
why am I
thing,
getting closer?
well, I mean, the implications, the chaos that would ensue from a third of the population dying slowly from radiation poisoning, I think would send the world into a panic. But I just, the other thing I get so tired of is like the jurisdiction dick measuring contest that is in
Mhm.
every spy, law enforcement, anything
Anything
movie.
with law enforcement, yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
the CIA and the IMF have to like hate each other.
I mean, it's probably real life.
Like policemen and firemen.
But
So
they
I
don't,
hear.
like, I don't feel like they actually hate each other. Like, here's the thing: we all have a common goal.
I think it's once you get to a certain point in that government, you've gotten there by being right a lot, and so now you think no one else can possibly be right except for me.
Yeah.
To be
You
fair,
get to a level where your ego is really inflated.
Ethan Hawke, Hunt
Hunt.
should just be in charge of everything because he's obviously right all the time.
Here's the thing. When he betrayed Alec Baldwin as a rouge,
Mm-hmm.
Ruse.
sorry, as a ruse, I believed it because that character would do some stupid shit like that.
You mean when he tranked him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Like,
because
I really bought it. I'm like, oh, well, fuck.
I'm right. That's why I've gotten to a level in the government where I'm always right.
I just like, I appreciate not a lot about spy films. I don't know. I think my hatred started with James Bond, but in that it's more the misogyny and the like, the I'm so super suave and stuff. I always hated those movies too for that reason. Yeah, I don't think there's a James Bond that I've like
James Bonds?
that I would buy. There's not a single James Bond that I would go out and buy.
Have you seen all of them?
Most except for Casino Royale. I've seen all the Sean Connerys, I believe, and these were as a kid. So
Right,
I mean,
right.
I guess Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan, and then like I said, all of the Daniel Craig ones, except for Casino Royale, whatever the one with the water.
You unfortunately skipped the best one of his and watched all the other ones.
Yeah, because I saw Skyfall
the other ones were
and
not
then another
great.
one of his.
Yeah, the other ones were not great at all. I will be on the same page with you with that.
Quantum Solace or something like that.
Maybe now we need to watch the first Mission Impossible because I need to know if it still carries for you.
That's fair. I think the only thing I remember from Mission Impossible, the original movie, is the first scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they start doing all the mask stuff, like that party they went to and stuff. And I remember really liking that. And again, it's probably like 20 the last time I saw Mission Impossible. But I know I saw Mission Impossible 3 and I saw 4. I never saw 5 apparently because I didn't know that this was 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't keep track. I think Ghost Protocol might be 5.
Yeah, that sounds right.
3 is when maybe it's 4. What I can't remember. I'm trying to think of which
4,
one
at one
he
point
actually had his wife that got kidnapped.
I think that is 4, and I think he was running on the side of a building at one point.
That
Like
sounds
a glass building.
That sounds like this guy.
But props to Tom Cruise. Like, I might not like these movies, but props to Tom Cruise. I will say this: it was a good film for anybody that is super excited about Jason Bourne-esque stuff. But I was really into Jason Bourne when I was younger.
What happened in your life that
I don't know.
turned away these spy movies?
You know,
If
one too many of like just fucking shit happening that I'm like,
Here's what's interesting about this is because you are one of the biggest nostalgia-ridden people I know.
Yeah.
So the fact that you did enjoy these at one time and you grew out of them is really interesting.
I think it's like a personality thing. Like back then, I was like, "Yeah, this is fucking cool, and that'd be cool to do." And now I'm like, there are probably organizations that really exist like this, and they're not doing good things. They're actually doing bad things.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Ethan Hunt's doing all right. No, so because you and I are both on the same page of like the samurai lifestyle and really enjoying that as a kid.
Mhm.
But the other one as a kid to me was the spy movies.
Mhm.
Like remember in the first one where he comes down and the cord yanks just an inch before he's off the ground and he's like suspended and having to catch his sweat and all that stuff. Like that to me was good stuff. I will say 2
But see, that's good.
was very
that,
90s.
That is fun to me. Like that part, that suspense is good. There were times in this even that were like, oh, this is fun. Like this is exciting. But then it's when we rely so heavily on like the moment I saw J.J. Abrams' name, I was like, oh shit. It's like it's almost become Michael Bay now to me. Like, oh, I know what I'm in for today.
Yes, him and Tom Cruise and 2 other men were the producers. The director was Christopher McQuarrie, who also wrote it.
Mission Impossible was a book before, right? Or was it not? Was it a part of Tom Clancy's world or no?
If it was, I imagine Tom Clancy's name be all over it.
That's fair. You're right.
They're not stingy with the Tom Clancy.
No,
they slap that on everything. Well, that and it draws in that fan base.
Oh yeah.
Tom Clancy's Mission Impossible. Boom. I've
done.
Sold out the theater. The budget for this one, I know Michael knows what it made the box office because he looks it up. I don't know if he because he looked it up. I don't know if he remembers.
It's like $100 million, wasn't it?
The budget was $178 million. The box office was $791.1 million.
The demographics there, like people are wanting these films, and that is the one thing I will say. Like, I don't like this film from personal taste. There was nothing about it that was bad. I think it was predictable, but I think that people don't have a problem with that these days.
Yeah, that's been all of them. It's predictable.
Right. Well, that's just it. That's what I'm saying. Like every one of these has been basically the same movie, just new actors and new shit to blow up.
So in this movie, my least favorite part was the fact that he kind of ended up with the other spy woman at the end, who I assume is a callback from a previous movie, but I don't remember her. And I've out of the 3 times I've seen this movie,
maybe I should have watched the other movie because I don't know who this is.
But you know what?
I
was just quick to accept her. Okay, she's someone that was here before. Got it.
Yeah.
I remember
met her somehow somewhere.
Yeah, and they had kind of had a thing. I remember the wife very clearly because I remember I went to theaters to watch that one, and I didn't like that they got to like skip away into the sunset. And what I liked about the character was the conversation that Vin Rhames had with the spy woman, which was, Ethan was married and they were happy. But every time something bad happened, Ethan felt like he should be there, and his wife felt like he should have been there, and they couldn't be together. That to me would have been like a sacrifice type of thing. Like this is what I'm giving up to keep the rest of the world safe. So the fact that he kind of got a girlfriend at the end, I'm like, okay, so you can have it all, like you did in the movie that I didn't like. Stephanie, what did you not like? Or did you have any thoughts of what I just said? Because it was very deep.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That I don't remember how many Mission Impossible movies I've seen. I know I've seen the first one, but I don't think I've seen a lot of Mission Impossible movies. I don't know why. Maybe just because they're kind of all the same movie.
Right.
I just stopped watching them after a while. So I kind of forgot about the wife completely. So the girlfriend part didn't bug me, but the end of it where she's just like sitting there like laughing, I don't know why. That was annoying and cheesy.
I did enjoy that joke where Simon Pegg was like, "Hey, how close are we?" He was like, "About the usual,
About the usual.
about how we usually do. Like, don't worry. You waited to the last second. That was the right call because I was hanging off the side of a mountain when you got
Yeah.
it."
I mean, none of it was bad. It's not a movie where I'm like, ooh, I need to go see this movie. But none of it's bad. It's a Mission Impossible movie where it's kind of predictable.
Michael said Alec Baldwin was bad.
I mean, his death scene wasn't great.
His
No.
acting in general has always been terrible. That's not a surprise. He does well in 30 Rock because it's a comedy and they bank off of the fact that he's shitty at acting.
Well, to me, that was the same character. To me, it was if Jack had become military based.
100%.
It's just like Tyrese. Tyrese is a terrible fucking actor. He's the same character like he was in that movie, Baby Boy. Like,
But look, Tyrese is being included in this for a different reason.
because he's a bad actor.
Because he's attractive.
That's fair. But
Right.
people,
We're not bringing Alec Baldwin in because
Alec Baldwin
he's
at his prime was an attractive man.
Was he?
Yeah, like young Alec Baldwin, women were all over him. That's what he had. He had the whole Hollywood life, man. Super drugs, coked up, having a great time.
That was thanks to Charlie Sheen. Didn't he get everybody on drugs?
I don't doubt that.
Like Charlie Sheen solely.
Yeah, 100%. All of Charlie Sheen. Him and Robert Downey Jr. They teamed up together. It was basically like the Avengers, but like in a bad way. The reason that it works out that he's with the spy girl at the end and they're allowed to have a relationship is because she's also a fucking murderer.
I mean, that's the job, man.
Right? No, so that's what I'm saying.
Kill,
like,
baby.
to the girl his wife.
Oh, because they could double date it. Got it.
Right? Yeah, that's a Mr. and Mrs. Smith situation now.
But I also feel like,
which was not a bad movie.
Because I feel like I would just be worried constantly. That was his whole thing. He was like, "You stay," and she was like, "Nah." And he was like, "I'd really prefer you stay." Hey, let me share my screen real quick.
You missed me say Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a good movie.
I never saw it, so I can't fight you on if it is.
It was okay. It was an Angelina Jolie movie.
That's about what I heard.
It was okay. It was like Mission Impossible. It's okay.
It's okay. All right. You know what? He ain't
but wait,
terrible.
but wait,
He
but
ain't
wait,
terrible.
but wait.
That's it. That's the one. You sold me.
That's what I'm saying. He was an attractive guy, and I think
Wasn't bad. Okay.
and he's super charismatic. He's super charismatic, and that coasts you the rest of the way. He's still got a great head of hair.
I can't say anything. I don't have hair, so.
Well, I mean, I have hair, but it's not nice.
I like your hair.
But yeah, no, he was a good looking guy back in the day.
All right, but it's not back in the day anymore, bro.
I know, but what I'm saying is that bought him some time. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that Tom Cruise didn't look. He never ages.
Fucking,
it's not fair.
I'm telling you, I'm joining Scientology. It's happening.
He's some sort of alien.
I need to get to the top levels.
So, Rotten Tomato. Oh, okay. So, did anybody else have a part that they didn't like, or we can also talk about your favorite part, or if there's a part you liked more than the rest because you thought the movie was fine but not great, which is fair because I don't think it's great. I think it's a good movie.
Right. It's like one of the things you watch on a Saturday because you have time to watch a movie.
If I didn't have a kid, I would have seen that on a Friday night at a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My least favorite part was the fact that somehow Ethan. I call such bullshit on this. I get that he planned everything out, and I can appreciate that. And he's all about the whoopsies. He likes to do the little, rope-a-dope. And
the canal scene.
When the getaway part where they're both in a car, him and Solomon, not Solomon. That's the only name I remember. The guy next to him that he wanted dead. Yeah. Solomon was the brother of that one girl. Solomon was the Widowmaker's or White Widow's brother, I believe. But anyway, the guy next to him, the guy that he wanted dead in the first place. And when Elsa tried to assassinate them, and she put 2 bullets clean through that glass, and it should have hit him in the head. And the only thing I can assume that we're saying that he somehow lived is that it was bulletproof glass, because there's no other explanation.
His name was Solomon, by the way.
Oh,
Solomon,
okay.
Solomon Lane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She got his ear.
Was that it?
She got
Yeah,
the ear.
she got his ear.
You can see a little bit of blood there, but yet still,
That's
this
how
is a-
She put
that's how
2
Henry
bullets there.
Cavill, whatever, his character noticed he was being bamboozled by a mask.
In
That's
fairness,
how
I
he
was
figured
watching
it out
this on
because he
my
looked at the
phone,
ear.
so I don't know that I noticed that detail. That's
but,
kind of interesting.
but also, she is like a trained professional
Yes.
killer
And
that
put 2
shouldn't be.
bullets right where his head should have been.
I mean, not saying that everybody's Hawkeye, but typically those people don't miss. Not
Anybody
at that
can be
range.
Hawkeye.
Not at that range. Well, obviously not, because she missed.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, she put 2 to 3 bullets in the absolute area that his head was in, and you're telling me they walked away with him alive?
Here's
'Cause
what
I thought he was going to die, and I thought it was like, oh well, look, game over.
Here's what I thought was interesting is that you guys had this whole plan. Why are these windows not bulletproof? Like, you planned this car. Could you not have also
One
been
of the
like,
cars they
just in
didn't,
case?
though. One of the cars they had to steal, I feel like.
There was the one the one that they did
Oh, you're
that
right.
scene
They
in.
were.
They came out of the garage because they ran into that cop on accident, which I enjoyed that scene also.
That would be my favorite scene, actually.
When
he
he
saved
was
the
like,
random
"Can
cop,
you
he was like,
just can you
It was-
just go, please?"
It was almost Jay Leno-ish because it was.
Did he ask for her phone
because
number?
I just kind of thought like maybe he'd be like, hey, also, like if you want to give me your digits, it's fine. I was trying to think because Henry. Oh no, because that was somebody else. Okay, I had to rewind it one time because I couldn't tell who it was in a car. Again, I watched this on my phone.
Mhm.
So I had to rewind it, and it was actually the other people. So never mind. You're right. I'm sorry. Yes, if you plan that all ahead, okay, fair. Why aren't they bulletproof?
Right.
I just don't understand how she didn't murder him, because I thought that was going to happen. I thought we were going to have to now like figure out what to do with him dead. Also, the fact that every single person just happens to work for the fucking CIA is really annoying.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, by the way, the girl that we sent you in to infiltrate so that you could set up a deal to meet some people, she's actually working for our government as well.
Right. The White Widow.
Yeah, the White Widow.
She was white as fuck.
She was
Super
white
white.
as fuck.
You know what?
Oh, you know what scene I didn't like? It was dumb. The scene where she kissed Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It was
It
super
was sexual harassment is
forced.
what it was.
Like it was like she like stumbled into his face.
He was assaulted.
They're both attractive. What am I supposed to not kiss anybody that's attractive that's standing next to
No,
me?
but it was like the way she did it. Like it wasn't.
Like the transaction.
Yeah, no, it looked like she assaulted him.
She like it wasn't like I'm a strong, confident woman kiss. This was she stumbled into his face in an awkward way and then
Look,
walked away. It was weird.
when the Joker's sexy, you make the entire thing about how sexy he is, okay? Same thing with Henry Cavill.
The only problem with the White Widow scene in that kiss is if she didn't already come off as the most elegant woman I've ever seen in my life and graceful and like just got her shit down. If she was like a quirky character, then her stumbling into him would have been sense. But we've watched this woman on stage singing and maybe dancing. I don't remember. But she got out of getting killed, so she's got to have some kind of grace to her.
Here's the other thing. She has no reason to be that way. As far as she knew, Ethan bought the fact that she was doing whatever she was doing.
Maybe she's
Like,
just
that
trying to
was
get
just
some
a
strange.
random, right. That's what I told you, sexual assault. You know what? Had it been the other way and Ethan Hunt had done it, he'd be in French jail right now.
You know what? Maybe it has to do with, I don't use this as a defense because you have to think this far to make it make sense. But maybe it has to do with the whole brother because he was super like, everybody get the fuck away from my sister.
He was annoying and played zero part in.
He wasn't
He
in
could
it
have just
long,
been a
so
henchman. He didn't
it
have to
was
be her
fine.
brother.
It was fine because he was in and out.
Mm.
My favorite scene was the bathroom fight. That
Yeah,
was
that was good.
a good scene, and I like. First of all, getting there because Henry Cavill, this whole movie's a dick. Like he starts to get okay, but by that time like a scene later, he's a villain.
Mhm.
But he
You mean how he blacked out because he didn't listen and then got to the bottom and was like, looks like you lost your oxygen tank.
or before that, when he yanked the oxygen out of Tom Cruise and jumped off the plane. Like who does that?
When they depressurized so he could easily lose the oxygen and die up there, yeah.
Now
Also, when
watch
he constantly made fun of the entire Mission Impossible franchise by calling them people in costumes and then making
Oh
fun
yeah,
of the should you choose to accept this mission.
isn't that what they say? Should you choose? Now watching it again and knowing from the get go he's the villain because.
Mhm.
When you first watch this at the beginning, it could be 50-50. But watching it knowing for a fact that he's the villain, everything that he does kind of makes sense. But when he hit the Asian guy in the face with the computer and fucked up the computer, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but kind of foiling the
It
plan
kind of
from
looked
within,
like that guy recognized him though.
maybe. But the only part that doesn't make sense is blacking out in the sky. Like that was that the plan? Because had Ethan not saved you, this movie would be shorter.
No, I don't think it was planned. I think he was just an arrogant asshole.
That's what I'm saying. But
He's
everything
so
else,
used to being Superman, he's just like, I don't fucking care.
everything else in the movie seems so kind of calculated on his side, like the mole on the inside fucking up the plan on purpose. But that part, I was like, before you had even chance to foil any plans, you almost killed yourself.
At the end, when it was revealed that he was John Lark.
At the end, you mean like halfway through the beginning of the movie when you
Oh
kind of
yeah,
just
this
figure
movie's
it
long
out?
as fuck.
It's 2.5
hours, but it felt like it went
Yeah.
on forever. But anyway,
it does feel a lot longer than it is, which is odd to me, considering how fast paced it is. Maybe you get so many action scenes that you're like, man, this is taking forever. I will say, and I timed it. When he starts the 15-minute counter, it takes about 22 minutes. I really like when
that's
movies.
impressive how close they were to it.
I really like how when movies are like, there's 10 minutes left, and then stick to the 10 minutes. Don't, because at that point, just
How
say.
often does a movie do that?
Some movies do. They don't like make a big deal out of it, obviously, because they're doing it in the movie. But some movies are like, 10 minutes left, and then there's actually 10 minutes. But at that point, all you had to do was say, I'm going to set it for 20 minutes. And you would have been on point instead of saying 50. You know what I mean? It bothers me that like we put this in here and then we can't follow through with it in the time frame. You just change one word you said from 15 to 20 and you're done. It times out, everything's perfect.
Yeah, that would have been annoying. I didn't time it, but I always just assume they're all full of shit.
Some I'll have to find some, but some like stick to what they say actually happens.
What I was saying about the revealing that he's the villain,
right?
Is it was real lackluster. Like it was a anticlimactic moment for me.
Yeah,
and maybe it's because I already knew, but I think it was just like it felt like when I found out that the Mandarin was actually a British actor in Iron Man 3.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think how they could have revealed it that would have made it differently.
He could have not been the bad guy.
Maybe he had. I mean, but that's like the story,
right? Maybe, that's the story every time.
Maybe had he been on the helicopter. Remember when they're Ethan's hanging onto the bottom of the elevator, and Henry Cavill's talking to him and talks about his ex-wife and flies away in the helicopter. Maybe Ethan could have gotten to the top, and the helicopter could have took off, and he could have seen him on there. That's the only other way that I can think of revealing it. But also, if it's just some random person, what do you care?
The other thing is that he says, I'm not going to kill you because he still wants you alive. But the only evidence we have of him wanting him still alive is that Simon Pegg, with his mask on, said, I still want him alive. Never at any point in time did the actual bad guy Solomon say, "I want him alive."
I think that goes back to probably pre this movie, their interaction.
Yeah, but he took it upon himself. Like when he was talking to Simon Pegg in costume, he was like,
Yeah.
"I'm done. I'm gonna go kill him now." And until Simon Pegg's like, "No, like leave him alone." And then he was like, "All right, fine."
I forgot Alec Baldwin was in that scene, and I was like, I don't remember how you get out of Henry Cavill not murdering you once he figures out that you're not the person that you thought he was.
Alec Baldwin wakes up from his nap
I also enjoy Alec Baldwin
and then puts you in one.
putting a gun in the back of his head and then giving him an empty gun. He's like, oh. I will say, that probably wasn't the best acting either. He's like, I bet this one's loaded. And he like busted it out really fast.
Yeah, no, I felt like I was watching Boss Baby.
Yeah.
He's the voice in Boss Baby.
Boss Baby's good, though.
Baby Boss?
Boss Baby.
Boss Baby.
Was Boss Baby good?
No.
I mean, they have a Netflix series about it.
That doesn't mean anything.
But out of all of the Mission Impossibles, I would say this is about equal with all of them. Maybe one's a little bit better, although apparently I'm remembering it incorrectly.
But
so.
Well, the reason we watched it, did you enjoy Henry Cavill? in it?
No, I stand by the fact that he did not play a great character.
So you don't, okay, because at first it was like, you made it seem like you didn't like him as an actor. So it's not.
No, I don't. Yeah,
it's just the characters you're coming across.
I just think that I don't think he's meant for those roles. I saw him play Geralt, and I thought that was a great role for him to play because that character made sense to be because Henry Cavill to me is like Christian Bale, where like he is just the same person in every role. That was just Superman with a little less morality, but that was just Superman.
Superman's evil twin brother. That's why I needed a mustache.
Bizarro.
It comes back to the mustache.
Also, I looked it up. The Paramount Pictures, who shot Mission Impossible or whatever, I think it was Paramount, they refused to allow Cavill to, because they were doing reshoots for Superman or whatever. They said, no, you're not shaving this mustache to do a reshoot of something.
Is Skydance owned by Tom Cruise? Because I feel like Skydance, I only ever see that particular like motion picture Skydance when it's Mission Impossible or a Tom Cruise movie. It's like Elysium. I think he was in Elysium, or maybe that was Matt Damon. They're the same. He was in. Was the Day After Tomorrow, or what was his one? It was I actually really liked this one, where like he would die and then restart his day or some shit. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I know.
Edge of Tomorrow. That's what it's called.
So I have random little factoids for you. The mission where they jump out of the plane and parachute down, Tom Cruise trained for an entire year for that scene, where he has to save Henry Cavill before he hits the ground and goes splat.
An entire year he trained for that scene?
Yes.
Dang.
He also learned how to actually fly a helicopter and became an actual pilot for the movie. Which, again, this man's doing big things. Like, I know he's a crazy man. He takes his role
seriously.
I know he's a crazy man, but he gets to... Well, you know what? Why wouldn't I keep doing these movies if I can just keep bettering myself and learn to do cool things? That almost makes sense to me at that point.
I'm getting paid to be an actor in this movie. Guess I'm going to learn to fly a helicopter now. That's not unfun.
Right. So he has said, though, he was like, when he did this movie, he goes, if it does well, I'll do another one. But if it doesn't do well, then I'm done. So that's fair to me, because I feel like I wish Transformers had done that.
Yeah.
If Transformers would have been like, that wasn't good, and they go, oh, okay, maybe we should stop then.
So Tom Cruise is okay with not going out on top, but once it starts getting bad, he's just going to be out.
Hey, you got to know when to hang up the cleats, you know? It happens sometimes. The bathroom fight scene was meant to be a 4-day shoot, but because it was so complex, it ended up taking 4 weeks.
Dang.
Right. Henry Cavill improvised the arm gun reload thing in the bathroom, which is in the trailer, and by far one of the cool, like the tougher ways he's ever looked to me is when he's about to box the shit out of somebody and he just kind of like throws his arms out like, okay, let's go. Tom Cruise and Vin Rames are the only actors to appear in all 6. Simon Pegg jumped in on the 3rd movie.
He was a good addition, though.
I like him, but I also feel like his part and Vin Rames' part should be switched. Simon Pegg should be the guy in the van.
He was for a while, though. I think
I
in
know.
3 he was, and 4.
I have to assume it's because he got big. Jeremy Renner was supposed to be in this film, but due to his commitment to the MCU, he did not end up in it.
Oh no, what will we ever fucking do without Jeremy shitbag fucking Renner?
I don't even know why you don't like him.
Fucking Hawkeye.
You just don't like Hawkeye, or you don't like Jeremy Renner?
He doesn't know.
I don't like Hawkeye. And
They're the same
Cleve's
person.
Cleve's brought such a rage out in me against Hawkeye that I now hate Jeremy Renner in relation.
This movie used its first F word in the Mission Impossible franchise.
When?
I don't even remember. It has a 97% on the tomato meter and an 87% by audience.
Because not great, but it's good.
It would get a B for me, so 80%.
Yeah. I have some reviews. I have 3 positive and 3 negatives. Would you like them?
Yeah.
Positive. Mission Impossible Fallout represents the very best of the franchise. Possibly. I don't remember them all. Negative. Tom Cruise Fantasy Camp.
Yeah. We're going to just keep letting him play the same fucking roles, and I need to stop. Like, make him do something different.
Well, but he's so good at it.
He's making so much money.
He's making so much money playing the same person and the same plots.
I would do it.
Hold on a
I'm
second.
pretty confident that Top Gun 2 is going to be the exact same fucking thing as Top Gun 1.
Because we've said before, if someone wanted to give me millions and millions of dollars to make Transformers, I'd be at Transformers 27 by now.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, make him work for the fucking money.
Hold on a second. Did you see the man's stunts? I'm pretty sure we gave him what he paid.
That's
we
fair.
paid him out pretty well.
His own stunts.
And he broke a foot apparently at one point and learned to fly. He learned to fly a helicopter for the movie, man. I think
that's fair.
Everybody else give them shit, but him, I think we have to leave the crazy man alone.
Okay.
Positive. It is one of the darkest and most tense in the spy saga of the invincible Ethan Hunt.
It does feel dark. I'm on board.
Well, okay, so there's one movie of the Mission Impossible franchise, and I can't remember which one it is. It might be 3, but he goes to save the lady that plays Felicity in the show Felicity. It's the only thing I can remember her from. And they get her out, and there's a small little bomb in her head, and they do everything to get her out of there. And they're about to what's the thing called with the defibrillator?
Oh yeah.
They're about to defibrillate her head to deactivate the bomb. It's charging. It gets to 1 second, and she goes, "Ethan, thank you for coming." And then her head twitches, her eyes go cross-eyed, and she dies. That felt pretty dark. I didn't get that in this movie.
That's darker than anything that happened in this one.
That was number 3.
Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
I saw that in theaters, and I was like, "Oh fuck, we lost one man down." Negative, not an ounce of intense to this. Car chases are plentiful and derivative. They put you to sleep. The bad guy couldn't have been more obvious if he wore a sign. No more involving or entertaining than Buster Crabbe playing Flash Gordon.
This person really did it.
That felt rough, right?
Yeah.
Positive.
It would have been better if Henry Cavill did wear a sign that said, "I'm the bad guy."
I mean, yeah, I can see that. It all seems so impossible, but Cruise is impressive, and so is this film. It's exhausting as much as it is smart and entertaining.
I don't know if it was smart, but okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a lot of the spy movies.
Like
They're
even
not.
like the moment when they were tricking the guy that was handcuffed to the bed. I'm sitting there going, we're putting a little rope a dope again. We're the mask. He's not really him, or they're working with him. Either way, it doesn't matter.
I feel like they played that one all right.
No.
No, as soon as they walked in the room and then they were talking to him, I was like, oh, fake news feed. Okay. Instantly.
I don't know. It just like maybe it's because we know what to expect. I guess.
Maybe.
And that's how he got tricked.
Also,
Maybe.
the Tom Cruise talking on the phone, though, that was a bad scene for him. It wasn't the greatest acting he's done.
Where he was just
It was like he was
do
trying
it.
to act as himself.
I say out of that, the least believable, I guess, is because you know the character, is when he tried to like come at the guy in the bed and Vin Rames was like holding him back.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching
hold
this.
anybody back.
Oh, I mean, he's still a big man. I wouldn't say that to his
You can
face.
throw back a cheeseburger.
Negative. Can you enjoy this knockabout adventure? Question mark. Definitely. But can you care about them? Impossible.
He's
You
the
got
word that's in
him. Got
You nailed
him.
it.
Oh, I think I remember another scene that I think it's my least favorite scene. The random kissing scene was my second because it was nonsense for no reason. And it made the woman character less impressive. I don't know. Anyway, but the scene where they're going in his neck and like with that little stick
Okay.
and trying to get the little thing out of his neck.
The little extractor thing.
Tractor?
Mhm.
The tractor?
And it took them 90 seconds technically because they waited till the last second. But it was just, why 90 seconds? Give him 30 seconds.
I think
Because
that
that was just going around his neck a bunch of times. It was just slow.
I took that as the time it was until they got to him. Like the tracker in his neck.
Mhm.
Because as soon as they pulled it and deactivated it, like you hear like helicopters go by. But they put a patch on his neck to down the signal. Just leave that there.
The whole
Yeah.
time.
And then you don't have to even worry about the neck.
Yeah. But then they put
Well, then
on
they
that
can do the
drone
little
and flew the
switcheroo
drone
with their
away.
own tracker.
Did you enjoy when he was oh, that's true. Did you enjoy when he was driving the motorcycle and he was like, I got away, and then boom, hit the car? Because for a while you're like, okay, here's these impossible stunts that there's no way anybody could pull off.
Yeah, but he still got away.
Well, it's because he
He
planned
still
it.
rolled into a magic fucking hole in the middle of the goddamn street, which I assume actually exists. But the fact that the cops were like, oh, he went down there? Where'd he go? Like, it has to go one place.
Well, to be fair, if I'm the French police, I'm not just gonna jump down a hole where this crazy
but
man
there's gotta be
who's torn up
access
the
to it.
town has gone through.
Because if a child drops in there, like, we have to be able to get in there somehow.
But it was netted or whatever.
Yeah.
He cut it.
He
cut
slit
a
the
hole
net
in it.
open. That's why he got his knife out.
Don't be mad at me, man.
When Derek saw, I mean, we watched this movie, and then when Derek saw that, he's like, he just happened to know exactly which hole to go down. Just happened to be next to it.
I feel like I thought that was part of the plan because when he's on the motorcycle, he kind of spins around a little bit and then picks his road and goes down it.
Yeah. I figured that was part of the plan. I just thought it was funny. I was like, well, he did tell the boats to go to the extraction point, but there are a lot of random holes. How'd they know which one to go to? How would they know which one to go to?
Fair. I enjoy when Simon Pegg was trying to give him instructions on where to go, and he's like, "You need to go right now." He's like, "Right?" He goes, "Yes." Are you sure? He goes, "I had the screen unlocked. That's my bad. No, go left." And he was like, "Why are you taking so long?" So I'm jumping out of a window. It's like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, I had it on 2D. That's my fault." Like when you're that guy for me, I need you to be on your shit. I don't ever need you to not be reading the map
That's
correctly.
why Vin Rames is that guy now.
Why is he running around in circles?
Yeah, I think Simon Pegg was a good addition to it. I think keeping Vin Rames is the least they can do because it's the fewest minorities in this franchise ever. Did you have any feelings on Angela Bassett? She was just that tough military
No.
black woman.
I mean, I
Same.
don't know why we had to make her a bitch in it, but
Because you get to that level, you
No.
gotta be a bitch. You can't
you don't.
be the
She
cool
could've been
guy.
nice.
You gotta rule with an iron fist, man. That's how that works. But yeah, no, I think it was best movie of 2018.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me read this again. 791.1 million.
I want to say an Avengers movie
No,
came out in
just-
2018.
Possibly.
Black Panther came out in 2018.
Yep, Black Panther was second. This movie rocks the socks.
It was okay. Anyways, yeah, no, let us know what you guys thought about Mission Impossible Fallout if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, I ask you, why are we here?
On this planet?
Yeah, what's the meaning of life, man?
To care about the one life the same you would about millions. They said it like 3 times in the
It's
movie.
like the dumbest
Mhm.
fucking thing ever. It just
You need to care about it so that I don't have to.
so fucking stupid.
Which makes no sense.
Just so fucking stupid.
No one's expendable is what they're saying.
Yeah, no, everybody's expendable.
Nah, man. Because then who would have defused the other bomb?
His ex-wife.
No,
Apparently.
she was only taking instructions from him. In fact, he taught everyone else how to defuse it.
Mhm.
They would have been dead without Vin Rames.
Well, the fact that Vin Rames is the only one that knew how to defuse this bomb is confusing to me in itself. Here, okay, you know what? You want one more fucking piece of goddamn opinion on this?
No.
This is a fucking hackable. We can't disarm it. This bomb's impossible because if we disarm this one, then that one blows up, and if we do this one, then that one blows up, and it's just impossible. 2 seconds later, I think we found a way, guys.
Well, they were on the drive. He had time to think about it. Because they said, he was like, how are we going to do it? He's like, well, I'm working on that. And then he worked on it.
He spent forever explaining how it was fucking impossible. And he was like, this is mission impossible. I do the impossible.
You got to
would
know
think
where
that they
the
would put
stakes
those-
are.
You'd think they put the two bombs a little bit farther apart from each other.
No, I think that was a point of like, we want to fucking devastate this whole area. Oh, no, because it had something to do with the
They
water.
wanted to radiate the glacier and the freshwater reservoir.
Oh, I missed that part. I forgot about it.
No,
'Cause
it's
it was
fine.
a-
That's yeah,
'cause it was
because
a lot
it's
of
another
exposition.
fucking. I mean, it's the James Bond, like I said, the Bond villain that wanted to fucking taint the water. And that's basically what we're dealing with here. 'Cause they weren't planning on like, it wasn't going to hurt people. Well, it would have a few, but not nearly as many.
Everyone there
Right.
would have rocked their
Who had
world.
mostly left though?
No, they said it was too. It was too.
A lot of them were
late
packing
to,
up.
Well, yeah, but they weren't like in a hurry. They were just leaving because
Fair.
they were done.
But that was like a handful of people. No, their whole goal was to taint the water source and kill people slowly with radiation. Because, the greater the suffering, the better the peace.
Although
Anyways,
I
let us know what
do-
you thought about this fucking shit show.
Says the man who's like, yeah, I'll snap half the population.
Goodbye.
The greater the suffering, the greater
Right,
the
but
peace.
you know what the difference is? Instantaneously gone. Not fucking dealing with the slow, agonizing, and inevitable death of fucking radiation poison.
So you'd have been good if they had a magical glove.
Yeah. You know what?
The technology's not
Give
there
Henry
yet for that, man.
Cavill a magic glove where he snaps his finger and half the population
But-
is gone. Yeah.
You know what? Give Simon Pegg a little bit. Maybe you can come up with something.
Yeah, you're probably fucking right. Anyways, you guys can let us know what you thought about this movie in the comments down below, or you guys can hit us up on our social medias. Stephanie, what are our social medias?
Quiz time.
All of them. Friendship
Mm.
Supreme.
Thank you.
I mean, that's all of them. Every single one of
All
them.
of them.
There's other ones that they can go to.
Like, and there's Twitch.
Is this your first day,
Facebook,
ma'am?
Instagram,
We got
YouTube.
Facebook, Instagram,
Fa-
Twitter, YouTube. We
And
got
Twitter.
shit. We got some TikToks. We got streams. We're everywhere, guys. Friendship
All
Supreme.
of them, all of the social medias.
Twitter has no eyes because all eyes are on this YouTube channel. Just
No
search
Snapchat.
Friendship Supreme. Is that?
There's no Snapchat.
We have a
I mean,
Snapchat.
Technically, there is.
But do we?
We do.
But do
One
we?
time Stephanie said she was going to do it.
No one uses Snapchat anymore.
That's fair.
matter.
I think nobody uses Snapchat anymore. That's not this is to say goodbye. I've been Michael.
This is Cleve.
This is Stephanie.
And Henry Cavill is probably one of the better actors of this generation. Goodbye.